now we're at the time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. All right. Shabbat new moon, Israel.
That's right. Shabbat new moon. Shabbat new moon, Yashala.
It is the
everybody?
new moon.
Khan.
All praises to the Most High. So let's go ahead and pull that on up. But we got a good lesson for you guys. Imposters of a chosen seed.
Khan.
Hey, we're gonna talk about these Khazars over there, man, in Jerusalem. You know, trying to be us and everything. They don't even fit the prophecy.
Not at all. We're just gonna go through it.
They don't line up with the scripture one bit, man. They talking about they Israel. You know, Bible, the Torah says that when Israel returns to the land, there will be war no more. There will study war no more.
Bring it out, huh?
Yeah, these folks are far from it. All right, Israel. So we just want to go over the new moon and everything. So this is the third month of Sivan. Did I pronounce that right, brother? Sivan?
Yeah, Sivan. Khan.
Yep. So and then we got Pentecost coming up next week.
That's right.
So you know, I know we always go through the procedures with the new moon and everything, and you know, studying the calendar. And brother, you want to bring anything out on the new moon?
Oh no, you know, it's the same thing. You know, those who've been following us for a while, or I should say, those who've been joining us for a while, they should be very familiar with the, you know, for the precepts for the new moon, and you know how it's the first sliver and this, that, and the third. So you know, this, like we said, we always have our new moon calendar. It's going to be identical to what's going on in Jerusalem, right? So we all follow the same days.
Yeah, good stuff. And then next week, the same same time as sunset. So we are, me and Brother A-Time, we will do a lesson for the Pentecost. That'd be a good one. You know, to really get an understanding what the Spirit is all about. You know, because it's the Spirit that leads us into all truth. It's the Spirit that quickens it. It is the Spirit that gives us remembrance. So, you know, that's important. That's why them boys, when they started speaking in tongues and everything, they were speaking in all the different languages, you know, of our people who are not born in Israel. We're going to get into all that next week and everything. So, all right, with that being said, brother, you want to start us off?
Oh, yeah, sure. You know what? We're going to go to a classic, right? Let's go to, let me see here. Let me share my screen. All right, we're going to start with Isaiah 11:11, right? Because first of all, we got to see, you know, a lot of, you know, these heathen that are claiming to be us, right? What they have done, they have, you know, they claim to be us, right? But then the scriptures say, right? You see, you know, this is going to be like working backwards, right? Because we're going to figure out where the Most High is going to gather his people from.
That's right.
Right? And then that we should know where they came from, right? We know that these heathen that call themselves Jews or Jewish people or the Ashkenazi or whatever you call it, right? You know, these folks, they originated and they started their journey in the Iberian Peninsula, right? And then they traveled all over the albino countries, right, to land in Israel, which is typically, you know, especially if you know the old maps, that's the tip of Africa, right? So we're going to go to Isaiah 11:11, and you know, we're going to start right here, and then we're gonna break down some stuff, right? All right, and it says, right, Isaiah chapter 11 verse 11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, right, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, right, and from Elam, and from Shinar. I want to show you something real quick, right? Let me stop this screen real quick. I want to show you something else, right, while we're doing, because I wanted you guys to notice that right there in 11:11, it said the land of Cush, Syria, Egypt, right? Where are those lands at, right? Where are those lands at? So let me put this up real quick, right? All right, boom, right? The land of Cush, right? Can everyone see that? Give me a one in the comment board if everybody can see that nice and clear. Right?
It's clear to me.
Okay, all praises, right? Now, it says the land of Cush refers to the ancient Egyptian realm of Cush, right? As mentioned in the Bible, which included the same territory now occupied by the Sudan, right? There's also the theme chosen by the South Sudanese for the creation of their national anthem. Now, if we look at these people over here, right? Let's just let's just take a look at these folks, right? Let's get some images of these oops, all right. Now, look at these folks, right? These are the lands, right, that the Most High is going to gather his people from. And most of the people, and we always go to lands that we have always been getting in trouble for in the scriptures, right? The Most High had to keep us away from these folks from mixing with the Hamites and the Canaanites and the people of these lands, right? But when the Most High had cast us down in 70 AD, right, and did away with his people, I wouldn't say did away totally, but, he cast us out from the land of Israel, right? You know what I'm saying? We were spread to these parts of the earth, right? On the run, right, in a destitute situations, right, and we ran not up towards the albino parts because those aren't our people, right? You know what I'm saying? Those don't look like us, right? We don't have nothing in common with us, and they've never gotten in trouble with us from the Lord, right? We're only going to go where the people that we're familiar with, right? The folks down in Iran, Iraq, and those nations, right? Those are the nations of what we have, the sons of Ishmael, right? The sons and the seed of Ishmael and things of that nature that we've always known and we've contended with throughout the years, especially in the Old Testament, right? And we're going to primarily stay in the Old Testament. Well, I am, because these heathen try to, that's where they go in the scriptures to try to prove that they are, what they are, because they only believe in the Torah, right? They're so ignorant they don't even believe in the Son of Man, right? So let's continue reading, right? And I do want you to understand. See, look, Cush, right? And these type of people. Let's look at the people of Sudanese, right? Let's see. Slovakia, right? Let's look at the people, right, and how they look, and let me see, search South Sudanese, right? The Ethiopians and stuff, right? Boom, right? These are the people of the South Sudanese, right? These folks, right? Now, the Most High, he's going to come and he's going to search out the lands, and then, he's going to sift our people from among nations that are similar to this right here. Now, this don't look like any crazy albino folks, right? These don't look like the people that we have. Let me see. These don't look like these people, right? Let me see. Let's see what these folks look like. That's a totally different, right? Come on now, really, y'all? Come on, look at that. These are just more white people.
Yeah,
that's all they are. They just more white people, right? These folks that claim to be, Israelites. These folks over here, right? We got more folks, these people over here, they claim to be Israelites. How could they, when the Most High said that himself was going to use his own hand, right? His own hand to do what? To gather us from the land, right?
That's right.
Gather us from all the many lands. Let me see something, right?
In Israel, and we're not, we're going to show you most of them, but there's over 50 verses, precepts that deal with how the Most High is going to gather his people. He is always gathering from the four corners of the earth. These folks that are over there now, notice how they got over there. They migrated over there claiming the return of passage. That's not how it's going to be.
Oh, did they get to see what the South Sudanese people look like? Did that show up on there or no?
I don't. I think I see that now.
No. Okay, hold up.
Where it says land of the Cush, that's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, Salakia, Israel. I didn't let me see. I didn't put it in there. Okay, here we go. All right. These are what the South Sudanese people will look like, all right? And let's get some images right here. All right. So the Most High is going to be gathering his people from among these folks, right? Where we can easily blend in, right? And we can hide. The same way Moses was able to blend in with the Egyptians, because the Egyptians
they're saying they can't see what they're looking at. Can y'all see now?
Oh, they can't see what they're looking at?
Yeah, the last two comments.
All right, hold up.
If you can see the images on the screen, sometimes there's a delay, Israel, so you have to give it a few seconds.
All right.
Well, give us a 1 if you can see what's on the screen. If not, then give it 2.
Wait for a little minute. See what the brothers and sisters put up there.
Yeah, we're getting a 1. We're good.
All right.
It just takes a while. But like when you put a picture up there, it'll take a minute. It'll take about like 20 seconds to pop up, which is weird.
Yeah, Salakia, Israel. All right, now these folks right here, right? These are the Sudanese, right? These are the South Sudanese people, right? These among these lands, which we know is ancient Kush, right? Parts of the, saying parts of Africa, right? Parts of the nations right here that, come on now, right? The Most High, what he's going to do, he's going to gather his people from among people like this, right? And then from all other places of the earth. But this alone should tell you that, if you look like these folks, right? I gotta make sure I stay on this. If you look like these folks, right, you're not going to be able to blend in, right? You know what I'm saying? Look at these folks, right? Look at that, right? Look, that. Come on now, really? Does that look like, Deuteronomy 7:6, above all people? Absolutely not. They don't win nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not greater than any damn thing on the earth, right? So as we scroll down and we see these albino humans, right, that claim to be us, right? How the Most High is not going to gather these folks from the land of Cush. They're not over there. They can't blend in, right? We would go if you're on the run from the law, right? And if you're on the run from persecution and captivity and this, that, and the third, right? You're going to go to places where you can blend in at, right? You're going to go to places that you can blend in at. You're not going to go to places where you're going to easily be able to get pointed out. Oh, that right there is they come from the children of God, and the Most High hates them people. Let's get them and let's punish them, right? Let's get them and punish them. Instead, right, we're going to be trying to blend in with the people that with the people that look like us, right? The people that are similar to us, the people that look like us, the folks that we was hanging with in the olden days that we was always getting in trouble with, because the Most High didn't want us to be around these people because he deemed us holy, which means separate. We're not going to look like, these are the people that we're going to be hiding around, right? So let's continue. Let's see, stop sharing, boom. All right, so let's get back to the verses, bro. Let's get back to the verse. All right. Boom. All right. And it says, it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, right, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea, right? These are all the same nations, right, from that side. And these are these are the 10 tribes, right? These are the 10 tribes that he's that he's referring to.
Yep.
So if all 10 tribes, right, they look like the folks, because we're trying to blend in from folks that are Egypt now. Not the modern day Egyptians, right, which are Ottoman Turks, right, that have now conquered Egypt, which are essentially Arabs, right? But I mean the folks from antiquity, right? Because if you look up the Egyptians of antiquity, right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what were they were the Sudanese, right? They look like the Sudanese people, right? You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Right? All right, Khan, right? And then so look, we got from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. So the 10 tribes are what? That's another cut to that 12 tribes chart doctrine.
There you go.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Just alone, knowing that these lands all contain folks that look like us, right? That ought to tell you what, they damn sure ain't white.
Yeah.
Right?
And when you read those areas that Brother Eitan just read in Isaiah 11:11, and if you do like a Google search and look up the modern day places where those are at, like it's parts of Africa, and then parts of the Middle East, which was just known as the Middle East of the day, and in the Mediterranean Sea. Those are all places, and if you notice, those are the same places that Paul traveled to as well, too.
Bring it out, brother.
See, because and we'll have to do another lesson on that. It's like the Gentiles and stuff like that. But Paul knew where his people were. He knew where the 10 tribes were scattered to.
All
right, so he went out there. So when Christians try to debunk that, and they try to say, hey, this gospel's for the white boy. No, that's not what Paul was going after.
And guess what? How did Paul know that they were there?
Exactly.
Because he read it in the scriptures in Isaiah, right? These scriptures, this is the Old Testament right here. These are the scriptures that, all those brothers in the New Testament, they've already had this written. This was already written for their learning, right? The history from the old time, right? Before the coming of Hamashiach, right? This was already written for their learning. And it says that he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcast of Israel and shall gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Now, I want y'all to really pay attention, right? Now, I'm going to go back up to verse 11. And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again right? That the Lord shall set his hand again.
Yeah.
That means that who's going to do it, right? Who's going to deliver? Who's going to be delivering Israel into their land?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Most High God that's going to be doing it, right?
Right.
Not the Balfour Declaration of you know what I'm saying, not the Balfour Declaration, you know what I'm saying, that they gave those folks. What was that in 1917, right? I think it was issued in 1917, if I'm not mistaken, right? All right, so it continues to read. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together, and they shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. Right? The children of Ammon are not obeying the modern day Jewish people. Right? The modern day Jewish people did not fly on the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. Right? They didn't spoil any folks. They didn't cut down anyone. There was no angels riding with them. There was nothing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They got there through the British government, right? And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, which we have not seen yet. And with this, a mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the 7 streams, and make men go over dry side. Have we seen that, Israel? Right? Have we seen that? Right? I don't think we've seen.
Apparently, those Khazars haven't seen it either.
Yeah, you damn right, right? You know, and that's the main thing, Israel, right? What these what these Khazars have done, right? Can y'all see that right there? Can y'all see that right there, Israel? Give me a one.
Give it a few seconds, Israel, because it's going, like I said, there's always like a few seconds delay.
All right. Give me a one if you can see it in the comment board. All right. All right. I'll just take it. I'll take it on the strength. Okay, Khan, all praises to the Most High. All right. So, this is how the so-called Jewish, which they're not Jewish people at all, right? Not even ish. They're not even kind of like our people, right? Or anything. These some damn heathen. Right? It says the Balfour Declaration was first statement issued by the British government in 1917 during the First World War, announcing its support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, then an Ottoman region with a small majority Jewish population. The declaration was contained in a letter dated 2nd November 1917 from the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour. There's that heathen right there, right? There's that damn heathen right there. And guess what? They all look alike, right? Didn't we just show you a picture of these so-called Jewish folks, right? But they look just like this man, right? You can't tell them really a damn apart, right? We might can blend in with these Hamites, these Canaanites, these Cushites, these people from the South Sudanese, but on the low, right? You see how dried up and so their skin looks, how flaky it looks, it just looks dull, right? But then when you look at when you look at the real Hebrews, right? We have that luster to our skin, right? We have that luster, that that shine to us, right? That's what we look like a whole different people than them, right? We look like a totally whole different people than them, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's impossible. It is literally impossible for these folks to be our people, right? Let's read this letter. Dear Lord Rothschild, what the hell? That's wickedness. I have much pleasure in conveying to you on behalf of His Majesty's government. Oh, I thought the Lord was supposed to use His hand to transport Israel, right, to the land of the promised land, right? Is that what's going on? No, it just says that I have much pleasure in conveying to you on the behalf of His Majesty's government the following declaration of sympathy, which Jewish Zionist aspirations which have been submitted to and approved by the cabinet, not by the Most High, have been approved by the cabinet. His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of the national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights or political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful to you if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation, right? And this is the original letter from the Balfour to Rothschild. The declaration reads, as we can see, or we've already read this, right? So let's continue, right? It says, immediately following the declaration on the war of the Ottoman Empire in November 1914, the British War Cabinet began to consider the future of the Palestine. Within 2 months, the memorandum was circulated to the cabinet by the Zionist cabinet member Herbert Samuel. Another damn heathen, right? We got heathens upon heathens, right? Trying to, propagate the land of Israel, which was supposed to be really abandoned, right? Ain't nobody supposed to be in there. Damn sure ain't no heathen, right? It says, proposing that the support of the Zionist ambitions in order to enlist the support of Jews in the wider war. A committee was established in April 1915 by the British Prime Minister H.H. This heathen, look at that dude, man. I mean, this is none of the devils round about us, right? Man, this is horrible, right? Man. To determine their policy towards the Ottoman Empire, including Palestine. Asquith, who had favored post-war reform of the Ottoman Empire, resigned in December 1916. His replacement, most likely another heathen, let's see. Yep, another heathen, right? Named David Lloyd George, favored partition of the empire. The first negotiations between the British and the Zionists, right, took place at a conference on the 7th of February, 1917, that included Sir Mark Stiles, Sir Mark Sykes, another heathen, and the Zionist leadership. Subsequent discussions led to Balfour's request on June 19th that the Rothschild and this guy, right, Shyam Azrael, these guys are ridiculous, man. Come on, man. Trying to name yourself, Azrael, that's a Hebrew name, right? One of the angels. It says, submit a draft of public declaration. Further drafts were discussed by the British cabinet during September and October, with input from Zionist and anti-Zionist Jews, but with no representation from the local population of Palestine, right? By the late 1917, in the lead up to the Balfour Declaration, the water war had reached a stalemate with two British allies not fully engaged. The United States had yet to suffer a casualty, and the Russians were in the midst of the revolution, with the Bolsheviks taking over the government. A stalemate in southern Palestine was broken by the Battle of Beersheba on October the 31st, 1917. The release of the final declaration was authorized on the 31st of October. The preceding cabinet discussions had referenced perceived propaganda benefits amongst the worldwide Jewish community for the Allied war effort. All right, let me see how much longer I got. Okay, word. I just want to read a couple of more, right? And the opening words of the declaration represented the first public expression of support for Zionism as a major political power, right? Where the Most High doesn't deal with political powers, right? When the Most High comes, there is no going to be. The only power that's going to be, right, is going to be the Lord.
That's right.
Right? We're not going to have to be worrying about anybody, no man ruling over us or anything like that. It's going to be the Hamashiach.
We're going to have a system in Israel. We're going to have the 140. We're going to have the Hamashiach, of course. We're going to have the 144,000. The 12 disciples, the 24 elders. It's going to be all men.
God, bring it out.
In the panel.
God, right? And it says, let me see. The opening words of the declaration represented the first public expression of support for Zionism by a major political power. The term national home had no precedent in the international law and was intentionally vague as to whether a Jewish state was contemplated. The intended boundaries of the Palestine were not specified, and the British government later confirmed that the words in Palestine meant that the Jewish national home was not intended to cover all of Palestine. Right? Now, we're not going to be sharing nothing. When it comes time for Israel to come through, right, we are not going to be sharing nothing, right? Like it says, right? So we're going to be, everything's going to be destroyed, and the heathens are going to be coming through, building up our land. We're not going to be have war on each side, having to worry about any kind of politics or any kind of other wickedness, right? Folks are foolish. And it says the second half of the declaration added to satisfy opponents of the policy who had claimed that it would otherwise prejudice the position of the local population of Palestine and encourage anti-Semitism, right? Which means someone that's against the bloodline of Shem, right? Worldwide, by stamping the Jews as strangers in their native lands, right? Because guess what? Those folks aren't Jews, right? The declaration called for the safeguarding of the civil and religious rights for the Palestinian Arabs who compose the vast majority of the local population, right? The sons of Ishmael, right? And also the rights of the political status of the Jewish communities and other countries outside of Palestine, right? The British government acknowledged in 1939 that the local population views should have been taken into account and recognized in 2017 that the declaration should have called for the protection of the Palestine Arab political rights. I want to bring up something. Jamal, what was it? Jamal during the series. Right. What was it? Jamal. Yeah, there he is. That's him right there, right? Now, Gamal Abdel Nasser, right? This is a former president of Egypt, right? This is a former president of Egypt, right? And he had a famous saying within the Times magazine. He had a famous saying that he had a famous quote that he had, right? He said, left.
But Israel left and came back,
That's right.
and came back white.
Ooh. Not tight today. It's locked in Israel. All right, boom. All right. So let me see some images here. There's one right here, right? It says, the war in Israel. This is him, right? Times magazine. When he was about to be asked about peace in the Middle East, the late president of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, stated, the Jews will never be able to live here in peace because they left here black, but came back white, right? They left here black, but they came back white. See, the nation.
Notice how it says that they left black. They were driven out black, but then they came white. Came back
right?
white. Man.
It's not as though these folks that don't know who we are, right? Mm-hmm. You know, they want to keep you far away from your heritage, right, and the commandments as possible, so they may continue to rule in our land. Right, they may continue to kick us down because they know as soon as we get ready, as soon as we come back to repentance and turn back to the Most High power, right, we will, right, the Most High will deliver us, and all of that wickedness will come to naught, right? Mm-hmm. There will be a new rulership in the earth, and the damn sure ain't gonna be no heathens, right? Let's get back to these scriptures. Oh, you got something?
Go ahead and finish yours, man. I got some things I want to bring out.
Con. Let me get back to the script. Right. There's something else I want to bring out too, right? But this is later on when I got more precepts to show you, right? That the Most High, He's going to make sure that we're not going to have any wickedness in our land, right? And then when I bring out our precept, we're going to show you that the largest homosexual parade there is in Israel. You know, how is that possible when the Most High said we're not going to have no wickedness in our land when we return back to the land, right? And it says, and the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty winds he shall shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in 7 streams, and make men go over dry shod, right? We haven't seen that yet, right? We haven't seen the Egyptian sea, right, which is the Red Sea. We haven't seen it being split into 7 ways where you can walk across dryly, right? From these lands of Cush and this, that, and the third to go back into Israel, right? At the hand of the Most High. We're going to be seeing miracles in the last days, right? Real live miracles that we haven't seen since the days of antiquity. And there shall be look at that. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that we came up out of the land of Egypt, right? Day that we came up in the land of Egypt. All right, let's go again. Let's go to hey brother, you got a verse you want it? If not, I'm a
yeah, I want to bring out something about the gathering. Since we're on the gathering, let me share my screen right quick, because I want to show you, Israel, how the Most High is going to how He's going to deliver His people. So let's look at Mark 13:27, and it says, and then shall He send His angels and shall gather to, but look how it says it. It says, and then shall He send His angels. Now, me personally, I don't believe it's going to be UFOs, like people like to say. I personally believe it's going to be chariots of fire, just like how they came and got Elijah and everything. But it says, then shall He send His angels and shall gather together His elect from the four winds, and from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of the heaven. Now, how can these people be Israel when they haven't even been gathered? You see what I'm saying, Israel? You see that just doesn't make any kind of sense. How these people are over there, but they have not been gathered, haven't even touched. All right. Let me show you another precept to that. Let's go to Matthew 24. All right. I mean, there's a bunch of precepts on how the Most High, that talks about the Most High delivering His people.
That's right.
All right. So we just left Mark 13, and let's look at Matthew 24. All right. And I'm gonna let Brother Eitan get some more, and I'm gonna show you some more delivering us. So Matthew 24:31. It says, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a shofar, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other end." So this goes along with what Brother Eitan read in Isaiah 11:11. All right, he is going to gather his people, and we'll get to Ezekiel 20 here in a minute as well. But just letting you know, Israel, when the Most High delivers His people, everybody's going to know it. The whole world's going to know it. All right, and it's not going to be no rapture. It's not going to be no secret. It's not going to be quiet. It's going to be loud and boisterous. All right, because the whole world's going to know who the true Israelites are when that time comes. All right, brother.
Well, one thing I wanted to say too, right? Hold up, matter of fact, let me go ahead and put my screen up. All right, boom. All right, we're gonna go to Jeremiah, chapter 16. Right, and then we're gonna read 13, 14.
Man, I was just about to bring that out too.
God, all praises, right?
Yeah, man.
All right, this is this is a pretty good one, right? And it says, "Therefore, I will cast you out of this land into the land that ye know not, neither know your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor." Right? Now, we have been serving white Jesus and all this other stuff, and we have not been shown favor in any of our lands. Right? We have not been shown favor in any of our lands, right, by the heathen, right? But all of a sudden, when you read the Balfour Declaration, right, what does that mean? That favor was being shown. Favor had been showed by the lands of the heathen, by the eyes of the heathen, right? These favor was being showed to these other people. Why? Because they're not the children of God, right? The children of God have a curse on them. For those who don't keep the commandments, you shall be a reproach, right? In the land wherever you are, right? That's what it says in Deuteronomy 28. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them into their land that I gave them unto their fathers." Now, one thing I wanted to say about this, right? Back in the day, right, back in the time of antiquity, when our forefathers had got delivered out of the land of Egypt, out of captivity, right, the 10 plagues was so popular on the earth that everybody knew about Israel. Everybody knew that the Most High God of Israel, right, He brought us out of the land of Egypt. Just like it says, "Therefore, behold, the days come," the Lord said, "that there shall be no more said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt," because everybody knew about it, right? It was so great that everyone knew. Today, right, is the Lord's name in the earth that said they brought up the children out of the land of the north and all the land that whether the Most High has driven them? Where is that saying that? Right? The Most High, His name has not been redeemed on the earth yet, right? He hasn't made a name for Himself like He did in the days of old by doing great miracles for His people. That's not there, right? So you got to explain to me, right, how are these the people, right? How are these God's chosen people that are in the land right now when God didn't even save them Himself? These folks, they did it on their own, right? Pat and Charlie and a bunch of wickednesses they went through, right? What did they do in what did they do in Germany that Hitler had to raise up against them, right? Propagating pornography, propagating transgenderism, transgenders, trannies, right? What was it? Pedophilia and pornography. All types of wickedness these are the people that are doing that. They had driven the German economy down so far into the ground that it literally took a wheelbarrow of cash, right, for them to purchase one loaf of bread, right? So Hitler had to raise up and had to take over those evil heathen that had gotten into his land, right? Imagine that, right? Albinos on albinos, right? They fighting against each other, right? One people they call themselves the Jews, even though we know damn well they ain't no Jews, right? Come on, man, let's cut it out.
Yeah, are you gonna read? Go down, because I was this is what I thought you was gonna bring out. Go down to 19. Read that right quick. Yeah, read that.
O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely your father have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
Y'all hear that, Israel? So it's going to come to a time where the Most High, when He reveals us to the whole world, they're going to, because a lot of them know. Granted, some of them are born into that stuff, and it's like, but I truly believe that for the most part, they know that they've been fed a lie, they've been fed a false heritage. All right, that's why I love this verse and everything, because it's the Most High is telling you that these people are going to come from afar and be like, man, you know, you guys were the true Israelites. We inherit all these lies and everything. And that's going to be an amazing day.
It says, and first I will recompense, in verse 18, first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, and they have filled up my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. This is talking about these damn heathens, right? That are right now occupying our land. O Lord, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely your fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit, right? Where there is no profit. All right, let me show you something, Israel. Let's go to stop screen. Boom. All right. The gay pride, Tel Aviv, right? Let me see. All right, let's look this. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Right, before we go here, I want to show you something. Just so you know, right? Where is Tel Aviv? And I'm guarantee you this is going to be in Israel. All right. Okay, where's Tel Aviv on the map? Where's Tel Aviv, right? Located on the Israeli Mediterranean coastline, right? If East Jerusalem, right? Where's it located? All right, Tel Aviv is, here we go. Tel Aviv, right? Or Tel Aviv Yafo is the second most populous city in Israel after Jerusalem, right? With a population of almost 500,000 folks, right? It is located in the Mediterranean coast, west central and in central west Israel, within Gush Dan, Israel's largest metropolitan area, containing 42% of Israel's population, right? Listen to that. You say 42% of Israel's population. Now let's go back, Israel. Let's see what's going on over here. Bam! Wickedness, right? You know what? Let's see how many people attend this gay parade, right? How many people, let me see. It's like, all right, let me see. How many people, let's see. Oh.
Damn shame. And you know these same folks that they live in the Ukraine. That's where they a lot of them where they came from too. Ukraine, they be doing the same things. Them damn wrong. So I'm glad Russia's bowing their asses.
Khan, all praises to the Most High, right? Let them just get killed continuously. Let them get put to the sword continuously, that they having children for naught. It says the famous Tel Aviv Pride Parade marks the climax of the annual Pride Month, taking place every June and attracting thousands of visitors every year, right? And we know that what Israel is a set apart people. Like hey man, we're not supposed to be having all types of nations, you know what I'm saying, come through, right? Over 250,000, a 250,000 people attended the parade, recognized as one of the leading events in the global ABCDEFG community calendar, right? And the largest event of its kind in the Middle East. That's the largest event of its kind in the Middle East. Imagine the Arabs out there, the sons of Ishmael, those that keep the Quran and all of that stuff, right? You know, man, that just tears them up. right? Because even in the Quran, in Surah 122, that it tells them that that the children of Israel are the chosen people, and that He chosen us above all animals and all mankind on the earth. That's in their own book. So when they see this stuff, this is why these folks ain't never having no peace over there, because these folks know that these are not the real these are not the real Jews, right? Let's see how they look. Come on, man, look at this wickedness. Look at this wickedness. And these people trying to say that they're the children of God. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this, Israel. These folks out here trying to say they're the children of God. God forbid, right? God forbid. The wickedness just is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, take that down, man.
I was about Lord have mercy, right? But these are the same people that claim, right, to be the children of the Most High, right? And they let this go down. Why would you be keeping the commandments, running around and wearing them stupid looking ass kufis, Salaki, right? Wearing them stupid kufis and the stuff on that, man, that's not in the scriptures. Right, man. Where's that little round little small cap on the back of their head? That's not in the scriptures, right? I mean, I'll slap that cap off their head if I seen one of them, right? You know what I'm saying? They got them round brim caps on, right? Looking all foolish, right? Where is that in the scriptures? That's not in there, right? That stuff is not in there. These folks are wicked. Why would you let that kind of stuff go on in your land? And you say that you're the children of the Most High God. And you know that the judgment for homosexuality is death.
They far from it. What is that? Is that in Revelations where it talks about that our land will be trodden down underfoot by the Gentiles until the day of the heathens? I think it's until the day of the heathens or the Gentiles.
Con.
That's what's going on, Israel.
It
said that our land will be trodden down underfoot by the heathens.
I don't know, Israel.
And that is exactly what's going on.
What we need to do as a people, right? We need to make sure that we're rooted and grounded in these scriptures, right? So we can know that these folks are not our people. You know what I'm saying? These folks are not the real Jews. These folks have nothing to do with us. They're just heathens occupying our land. They're imposters, right? They're imposters on all levels, right? Yeah, right. Let's just to go back, right? If you look at those folks, right? Hold up, man. Let's man, you can pull up what the Jewish people look like real quick. You can pull up those Jewish people real quick, right?
Give me a second.
Con. You got to remember that our people, we were the strength of the earth. We felled giants, whole nations of people. I mean, we wiped out whole nations of people, strong on the land, the strongest in the land, right? Through the power of our power, Yahweh. To these, when Brother Daniel pulls up a picture of these folks, I guarantee you those don't look, they don't have the same power as us. Even now in our lower estate, right? Even after we are lessened than our ancestors and our forefathers, like, we had generals, great generals, right? And people thought David was strong. He was just a brother. He's just a regular brother. Failed the giant Goliath, right? His generals was able to kill 800 men with a spear in a single battle. Right, we had all kinds of things, right? Look at these folks, right? They all look soft. They all look paper tissue soft, tissue paper, Charmin.
No Israelite blood, not even a drop, not even a drop.
Come on, man. I can't picture them folks doing the damn thing. That looks crazy, right? How can these people be the strength of the land? How can these people be the strength of the Most High? The Most High's battle axe. Are you kidding me right now? Man, you can just read the scriptures and then you look at these people and you can be like, hell no. The environment doesn't even agree with them. The sun is their enemy. You think the Most High God is going to make a people and the sun is their damn enemy? Right? They can't even stand out in the sun without their, if they stand out to the sun too long, they turn beet red, they get burnt, right?
That right there is a testament in itself, man. The fact that they can't even stay in the sun too long.
Surely we would have heard about some complaining and woeing as we had wandered through the wilderness in Egypt all the way to Israel, right? Surely we would have heard about that. Let's go, right? So it says, this is Amos, right? Brother Amos, you turn to Amos chapter 9, right? And we're going to go to verse 9 and verse through 12, right? For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among the nations, right? like as a corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake us nor prevent us. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Have those folks risen up the tabernacle of David that is fallen?
Nope.
And close up the breaches thereof. They don't even understand what it talks about closing up the breaches. When we were, you know, when we were allowed to fall, right? When in 70 AD, when we were allowed to fall, right? The Most High had sent the angels to bring down the gates, so it couldn't be said that the heathen had did it alone, right? The angels were sent to bring down the gates of Jerusalem, right? To bring down the gates of Israel, to let the heathen come in, right? As He sent us when one was sent us out 7 ways, right? When we were scattered among the earth, when we were running, and then we were scared and we were hungry, and then, you know, all the curses, when they were even eating their own babies, right? Trying to survive. It was a terrible time, right? But the Most High did that to His people, right? It said, in that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and closing up the breaches. The walls have not been built back up in Israel. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. If you look at Jerusalem right now, it is not built as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this. So all the heathen that are commanded to be under our rule, right? Where are they at, right? Where those so-called Jewish people that are over there, they don't have any slaves. They're not possessing the remnant of Edom, right? They don't have servants and handmaids. They're not in possession of all the heathen. And where is the hand of the Lord? It's not on those people, Brother Daniel.
Yeah, you're right.
Con.
And you know, again, Israel, and study how they came over there, and it was 1947. All right. Prior to that. Now I want you to look up the return, the passage of return in Ukraine in 2013. Russia put a stop to that. They were trying to go back to Ukraine because, you know, the gate was up, and they were, but Russia said, "Oh no, you ain't come back to Ukraine." This is what this fight is about in Ukraine right now, because NATO want to set up NATO close to Russia's borders, and they want the world to acknowledge that NATO, them folks, Khazars, are the same people as the ones that's in Jerusalem, and that's why America's been sending so much money over there and everything. But no, that plan is being spoiled. It's coming down.
Con. I know it. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel 36, and I think we're gonna start at 18. All right, Con, right? This is Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their doings, right? Their way was before me as uncleanness of a removed woman, right? You know what I'm saying? It says, for wherefore I poured out my fury upon, Slakia, wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they have polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, right? That they would disperse through the countries according to their way and according to their doings, I judged them, right? And when they entered into the heathen, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and that are gone forth out of this land. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither you went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, and the Lord God, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. What does that mean? Have we seen them damn those fake Jewish people being sanctified? I mean, being sanctified before the eyes of the world?
Mm-hmm.
No, you have not.
Nope.
All right. These are the prophecies that are in the scriptures concerning the times of the times that are coming in the future, right? For our people when we are to be delivered. Right? It said that they was gonna in the scripture before in Isaiah was saying that he was gonna sift them, right? It's gonna sift them. You know, have you ever been in a sifter, right? You know what I'm saying? You get all the, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you get all the bad stuff out, right? And then you keep all the good stuff, right? When you got it, that's what's happening, right? He took those out of every single land. When those heathen came out, right? They came from where? The Iberian Peninsula. That's all they did. Traveled all across the albino lands, straight into our land, and claimed it for themselves, right? From some ill-gotten gains, some Balfour Declaration of 1917, right? That's just ridiculous. That is no way, no how part of the scriptures, right? And hopefully we don't get taken out for this, right? But I'm gonna I'll take over real quick, and I'm gonna bring up the amount of people that were actually in the land, because they tried to say that 6 million of them were destroyed.
No, that's fine. I want to bring out Jeremiah anyway, right quick. I want to get some more together. All right, so let's look at Jeremiah 32, 37. Give me a few seconds to get there. It says, "Behold, I will gather them out of all the countries whither I have driven them in my anger and in my fury and in great wrath, and I will bring them again into this place." Remember, it says again into this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. This didn't happen to those folks over there in Jerusalem. Not even close. Now watch this. I'm going to show you something very similar. All right, in Ezekiel, let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 20. And let's look at verse 34. I won't read all of it, but it says, "And I will bring you out from among the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered." All right, because we know it was the Most High who scattered us into the four corners. He was the one who put us into captivity. It says, "With a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out." Now, y'all tell me if those people match up to the scriptures that's living in Jerusalem. Because last time I checked, they got in there, whatever, the trains and boats, and they just heard themselves over there. All right, and it says, "And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face." But I just wanted to focus on verse 34, because when the Most High gathers His people, it's going to be with fury. It's going to be with a mighty hand. All right, it's going to be everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to know when Israel is gathered. Now, when that's going to be, we don't know. Okay, and this is why we have to really make haste to keep these commandments, study these scriptures, and be prepared, because apparently most of the week we're going to go to the grave, Israel. So you want to make the best of what we have and put this work in.
It's crazy.
So that other generations can hear the word, and they can take the baton and run with it.
"And I will bring you out from the people, and I will gather you out of the countries where you are scattered with a mighty hand." I mean, they weren't brought out with a mighty hand.
No.
They weren't there. There was no mighty hand of the Lord. There was no famous anything, right? Let's let me see something. Just something real quick. All right. All right. Can y'all see that, Israel?
Hey, I'll right back out.
All right, Khan. All right. Can y'all see that? All right. It says, I don't want to say the word because that might, trigger something on, but y'all can pretty much read, right, what it says up there. The Hollow Encyclopedia, right? It says Jewish communities in Central Europe. 80% of the Jews, 80% of the Jews in Germany, about 400,000. Now that's 80% of them, right? There's 400,000 people held German citizenship. The remainder of the mostly Jews of Polish citizenship, of whom were born in Germany and who had permanent resident status in Germany, where about 70% of the Jews in Germany lived in urban areas. 50% of all Jews in Germany lived in 10 largest cities, and the largest Jewish population centers about 160,000. Frankfurt and Main, about 2,600. Bursalau, about 20. Hamburg, about 17. Cologne, about 15. Hanover, about 13. Leipzig, about 12. Slightly more than 10,000 Jews lived in the Free City, right? Danzig, an overwhelming majority of Jews in Australia, about 178,000, right, lived in the capital city, right? The largest Jewish community of Czechoslovakia was in Prague, the capital city, which is 35,000 people. Now, right, let's keep on reading. According to the census, right, According to the census of 1933, the Jewish population, including the Saar region, which at that time was still under administration of the League of Nations, was approximately, look at this right here. Where the hell did they get 6 million from? Where the hell did they get that money? So where the hell did they get that number from? Was approximately 505,000, which is a little over 500,000 people out of a total population of 67 million, or somewhat. So this is other the German people, right? So out of the German people, there was only 505,000 Jews that were in there, right? Or somewhat less than 0.75%. That number is represented in a reduction from the estimated, right? A reduction from the estimated 523 Jews living in Germany in January 1933. The decrease of what's that? You know what I'm saying? I'm a little less than, what's that? 17,000 people, right? The decrease was partly due to immigration following the Nazi takeover in Germany, right? An estimated 3,700 Jews migrated from Germany during 1933. Now, as we continue reading, right? We're not going to continue reading. I wanted to show you this, right? Now, when I am going to go back and I will show you where to get this number 6 million from, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oops, slowly. Right. Adolf Hitler, right? This man was I wanted to get the oops, I don't want to accept no cookies. I don't like that stuff. We had Hitler, right? He became the man of the year, right? The Hitler, let me see if I can find that sucker. Let me see, it should be some images, right? All right, he became the Times Man magazine of the he was a Times Man magazine's award, right? Hitler was on the cover, right? He was a Times Man's man of the year, right? Salaki, I know I'm saying that wrong somewhere. Right? But the reason why he became, right, the Times Man of the year is because Hitler created 6 million jobs, right? That's what he did. He created 6 million jobs for his people, right? Because of the situation that was going on of the Great Depression that had killed let me see, let me see, 6 million jobs. I'm surprised they haven't. Times Magazine 1930. Oh, Slovakia. Right, let me see something.
They like to try to hide stuff like that.
I hope they don't take it around, because this was like super prevalent years ago. I could just easily type this in. Let me see. Let me see. Cut 6 million. All right, let me see if that works. I want to see something from the number from mid 1929. I'm right here. From the mid 1929, the Germans who had full-time jobs from 20 million to 11 million start. At least 6 million Germans were unemployed. Could Hitler make good on his promise? According to Hitler's government was lucky in its timing, because a variety of economic programs began under previous chancellors were finally starting to put more Germans back to work by the time of Hitler's appointment. In addition, the Nazis manipulated the official statistics about unemployment in order to convince the public of their progress. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me see. Slovakia, Israel. Man, this stuff used to be super prevalent back in the day, man. What are they doing?
When you find it, make sure you keep the link and everything.
Okay, here it is. How did Hitler create 6 million jobs? No, that's just a regular link. It's an established fact that Nazis killed 6. No, I'm sorry. Nah, I don't want to say that, but that's a lie. To 1914, because that's what they got that. That's where they got the number from, right? And these folks were so mad that happened. That's where they had started. What was that? The Cold War. They had started up behind that. Let me see. Hitler came to mobile Holocaust, employment, Holocaust explained as option. know what, Israel? Let me see. That's weird, man. They don't have a wiki or nothing on that, man. Let me see.
Yeah, we probably try to find it, make sure. But yeah, when you find it, man, or I'm gonna try to look for it too. Make sure you keep that thing.
All right, come on, let me see wiki. Let me see here. Last journey maintain supply of slave labor. Some 5 million people calling upon the streets who use slave labor.
Hey, if anybody out there might find it, feel free to put in the link.
Con, right, man. This stuff, man. They're trying to hide history. That's crazy, right? Hey, Israel, put in one in the comment board if you guys remember about 4 years ago how we had like tons of documentaries about Hitler, right? Tons of, like a bunch of Israelites did a they had tons of documentaries on this, but for some reason now it seems like it's being hidden, right? Let me see. Use military spending the funds. 21st. Let me see. First financial package. All right. I don't want to keep harping on this, right? But this man created 6 million jobs, right? Which was incongruent to the number of the amount that they say that he killed of those people. But then when we just now looked at the numbers, right, then we saw that was for sure that he had did what, there was only 505,000 people, 505,000 people in that land to begin with. So where did they get that number from, right? I just want, it's wild that they hide in history like that. It's lucky Israel. It's just weird to me, right? I usually could just look that up and find it immediately.
Yeah, no, I found it too. I should have kept it the one I saw before.
Right. Well, let's continue these scriptures. Salaki Israel. What I will do, right? I will look this up after the lesson. I will put a link on the comment board for those that are interested to see that. Right? That's weird. All right. It says, but I pity for mine holy name for the house of Israel, which are profaned among the heathen, whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord God, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned it in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord God, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you to your own land. Right? And we see that's not happened, right? They only have that one particular small little folks that came out of that one place and they came over here, but that was not ever brought. Like we have not seen that. We have not seen from every country Israelites being brought out of. But then we know for a fact you have Afro-Mexicans, right? You have Afro, whatever it is in every single part of the earth, right? You have brothers, so-called Israelites everywhere. Just like when you go to the Olympics, right? What do they have? They have they got brothers representing China, or brothers representing Russia, or brothers representing all these other places, right? But they're living over there in those lands. That's because we were spread to the four corners of the earth. It says, then I will sprinkle clean water. All right, come on, right? And then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Right. And that right there is a precept to Hebrews 8:8, right? For when we'll get those, we're going to get those good bodies. Right. But those over there, those heathen over there, they haven't been changed. Not one little bit. Right. You cannot go into the land of Israel without learning how to keep the commandments. It's going to be the same thing as the first time that we got taken out of Egypt. We had to run it through the wilderness for 40 years, right? For us to learn how to keep the commandments so we would not profane the land, because the land is a holy land, right? And you shall dwell within the land that I gave your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. Let's go to a classic. All right, let's go to a classic. Right.
2-9 and 3-9.
Oh, that's right. It's, the scriptures say, I know thy works, and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Why are we rich? Because we have the kingdom, right? If we don't abuse grace and we keep the commandments, right? And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews, but are not. You know what? I like how it says. You know what? Let me see something. I like how it's written better in the Sefer. All right, the Sefer says it a little better than that. I like the Sefer better when it talks about that. All right, and the scriptures read, let me see right here, boom, and save. All right, it says, I know your works and tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Yehudim and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which you shall suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. Right? We got to understand what those folks, right? Who are they talking about? Who says on the earth? And it says it's blasphemy. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Yehudim, right? Which they say that they are our people. Who are the on the earth that say they're Jews? Right? Notice that the Most High, he didn't say that. That just said specifically Jews. He didn't say that they are Israel or not. Right? Those folks that are over there in the land, they don't call themselves Israelites. Right? I think it forbids themselves to call themselves Israelites in the Talmud. Right? They're forbidden to call themselves Israelites. That's why they call themselves Israelis. Right? It says, I know your works in tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Yehudim. Why do you think this is specific to Jews? Because there's only one nation, right, on the earth that are out there calling themselves Jews. It's not us. We don't call ourselves Jews. We call ourselves Israelites, right? Because we don't know what tribe we come from. We know we're Israel, but we don't know what tribe we come from, right? How would we, right? When you're supposed to be spread throughout the four corners of the earth. When it said that Judah, right, which are, you know what I'm saying, which is the southern kingdom, right, which is part of the southern kingdom of the three tribes, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which make up the Jews. How would you know which is which? But some kind of way, these heathen know that they're Jews. That doesn't make any sense. Throughout the time of immortal, they just keep passing. No, it says that the Jews, right, the Judah, they're going to be spread to the four corners of the earth. You're going to be mixed in with it. You're not going to know what nation. You're not going to know what you are. This is why HaMashiach, he gives you a new name. So you know where you come from. You don't know what bloodline you come from now, right? You don't know who your father's fathers is, especially from the time of antiquity. Notice the scripture, it points out, it says, them that say that they are Yehudim, right? Which means Jews, right? Which means Jews. Why doesn't it say all Israelites? It don't say that. Let's go to 3:9, right? The scriptures say what? I know your works. Behold, I have set before you an open door, and no man shall shut it. For you have a little strength, and have guarded my word, and have not denied my name. Behold, right? Let's lock this down real quick. Right? Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Yehudim, and are not, but do lie. But do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Right? Understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's like that right there is a cut. There's only one people on the earth that's saying they are Yehudim. And who's that? Right? That's right, brother Peter Piper, the white man.
On this note, now that you mentioned that, 3 Maccabees in the Sefer says, "Let the heathen cower before your invincible might today, O glorious one, who have all power to save the race of Israel," or Yaakov.
But you can't get over that, right? You can't get around that, Israel. You can't get around that. I don't know. It's like the more you look to the scriptures, and then you can go through prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. It is it's easily able to see that these folks are not our people. I mean, right up to the point where why in the last book of the Bible, right, the very last book, the very last testament that was written, it says that I know them that say they are Jews. It don't say I know them that say they are Israelites, right? Just the just the distinction between that should let you know that the Most High knows what's going on. There's only, I mean, like if you're really smart, right, you wouldn't be over there calling yourselves Jews, right? You wouldn't be over there calling yourselves Jews. Hey, and you know what? Matter of fact, hold up, man. I don't think Jews weren't even let me see something.
Jews was mentioned in Esther.
Yeah, Khan, right? Let me see. So I want to see when the first time Jews was mentioned in the Bible. I mean, let me look that up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say the first one is maybe Esther.
Esther? Okay, I thought it was maybe the New Testament. Let me look that up. I don't think they even call themselves Jews in the Old Testament.
Esther, yeah, it was remember because they was the enemy of the Jews, and mentioned it said the word Jew in the book of Esther.
Let me see. Partial exact phrase. Yeah, Esther. You're right. There was a certain Jew, right? Esther, and then after Esther. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Jeremiah. It says Jeremiah, Zechariah, and then John. Right. So there's only a few places, but however, right, I do want to bring out that those people, they believe in the first 5 books. That's what they usually go by: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Right, the book of the law. So then Jews are not mentioned. The first time the Jew was mentioned is in Esther, chapter 2, verse 5. Right, like Brother Daniel was bringing out. Right. So where are they getting that from? Right, these folks in doggone read the New Testament somewhere, right? Read some of the old, read some of the books that are later on in the scriptures, and now they're calling themselves Jews. Why would you do that, right? If you knew anything, especially if you only go by the Torah, right, you would talk about Israel, right? This is long before the kingdom split, right? Before Solomon and before Solomon split the kingdom with his wickedness, right? Before he died, right? The scriptures make a pure distinction about these people, man. You got Hamashiach. He has. Let me see. Let me put my screen back up there. Let's read about Hamashiach, right? Let's read about Hamashiach. What's going on with my thing? That's acting up. Right. Yeah, Khan. Let's read about Hamashiach, right? It says, right, this is just something that we all know, right? It says his hairs and the hair were white like wool, right? Let's see what wool looks like. We all know what wool looks like. That's why he says separate the goat from the sheep, right? Goats got straight hair, right? Them goats, they got that straight, stringy hair, right? They don't have the woolly hair. White like wool, his eyes like a flame of fire because he's in a spiritual body, and his feet like unto brass, brown, right? As if they burned in the furnace, right? So it's like, you got he like standing right there in the furnace. You got fire all around him, right? And his voice was that of the many waters. In his right hand, the 7 stars, and out of his mouth with the sharp 2-edged sword. And his countenance was like the sun shineth in his strength. And we know how the sun looks. It's bright all around, right? And you see all that glowing all around him, right? Which is the exact same thing we're saying. It's like he's standing and he looks like he's being burned while he's in the furnace, but he's not being burned, right? That's just the great power of him that's that's around him. All right, Israel. So we know what that right there doesn't look like anything that these heathen talking about. And then we know that what Christ is the Most High's son will be considered a Jew, right? The head tribe of Judah, right? The cornerstone. So if and then let me see something, right? As we're something else, right? Let me see something. I wanted to look up too, right? I know it also says as they were because the scriptures also say that all the people that are going to get saved, they're going to be looking like Hamashiach, right? And so we know that Hamashiach, if he looks like if he is a man and he has bronze skin or whatever, or skin like brass, he's a brown with woolly hair, right? If all those people are going to be saved, let me look that up real quick. Hey, brother, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, come on, man. Hey, I'll tell the little people something. I'll tell the people something as I look this up real quick.
All right.
Come on.
Give me a second. I'm going to show them something real quick.
Come on, all praises to the Most High. This wasn't actually a scripture that I had saved that I had off the top of my head. Cannot remember exactly which one.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's just like at this point, it's just common sense, man. Like these people over there, not fit. They do not make the cut. They don't fit the description or nothing. Man, they ain't even been through. You know, they haven't even suffered the curses from Deuteronomy 28, and say that these folks just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they came out of the Iberian Peninsula.
Israel.
Let me see something. All right. Let me see. Boom. All right. We're gonna go to a couple of scriptures actually. Hey, you can pull up Daniel 7 and 9 so we can show how the Most High looks. And then we're gonna go to Daniel 10 and Daniel 6. You know, and then I just want to show them exactly how the Most High looks, because the Most High looks like his son. You know, because the Most High looks like his son, and we know that what they ain't nowhere near white at all. Period. All right. Daniel 10, Daniel 6, you know, we can bring it out all day of how the Most High's people, how they look, right? The Most High said what? That we're his children. So the children are going to look like the father. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is not going to have, his children, and then they're going to look like a lizard, or they're not going to look like these albino heathen. That's just not going to happen.
You
right?
know, he always compares it to sheep. You know, sheep, what does sheep have? Sheep have woolly hair.
Khan.
Oh, okay, that's why I passed it too far. All right, where you want to go, Daniel? Daniel chapter what?
Let me get Salakia. Give me a second. Let me get Daniel 10.
All right. I gotta excuse me, Israel. I've been up. I didn't get to sleep. I'm like, my mind's like about to shut down. I've been up since like almost 5 o'clock. So yeah, bear with me, Israel.
Khan, go to Daniel 10 and 5. There he is, right? 10 and 5. Yeah, Khan.
My mind's moving a little slow right now.
Khan.
All right.
Right
here.
Yeah, Khan. Right. And we're gonna go to 10 and 6. And 10 and 6 is 2, right? Because it says, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed with linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold and Uphaz. His body also like the beryl, and his face as appearance of lightning, and his eyes lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. Right? You want to bring that up? And I got another scripture, and I just cannot remember what
Revelation. One of Revelation as well.
Khan.
We use that one. There's one in was the gospel of Nicodemus? Man, I wish I should have brought that up. Say that I don't have it on digits though. But it talks about the image of Mashiach.
Khan. I know this one. All right. If I can just remember this doggone scripture, man. I'm getting old, boy. It's Romans something. It's Romans 6, maybe. Maybe it's 2. Give me a second.
It was about the image of
Where you at, Doc? Okay. Okay. You bringing up the other ones?
And what was the other one that you wanted, Daniel?
We can go Daniel 7 and 9. Daniel 10 and 5. Daniel 10 6. We've already went through that.
All right, 7 9. See, but a lot of folks will try to say, "Oh, this is spiritual."
Come on, man. Yeah, it's a spiritual body.
Yeah. I'm talking about that. What the heathens always try to say is that it's not the real color. Let me save me. I like this right quick.
I can't remember that name for a second.
All right.
There we go.
So Daniel 7:9 says, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Gone. The hair was garment was white as snow, and his hair was like the pure wool, right? Go back to the picture of those heathen, right? Because those heathen don't have hair of pure wool. I'm sorry, I cannot remember doggone that verse, man. Not the top of my head. I can't even find it in my notes. Slocky Israel. I know I'm tired. Yeah, let me see. Let me see something real quick.
Yep. So we'll use the Khazars, but let me show you what woolly hair look like. All right, Israel. See that? Woolly hair. They'll try to throw some heathens up in there, but ain't no heathens got no woolly hair. All right. Woolly hair, woolly hair. Bam. Hey, just continue on, Ak, because it'll probably come to remembrance.
All right, Con. Yeah, I can't remember, man. For some reason, my brain is causing.
It is right. Woolly hair. Look at that. Can I see that picture right there?
Let me see. I don't think it's not. But... Right.
That's woolly. So anytime you see, and that's why the Most High compared us to sheep, because sheep has woolly hair.
There's nothing.
I mean, it should be a no-brainer.
It should be a no-brainer, Israel. It's a Romans.
But the heathens will have you believe that these pale-skinned people are the true Israelites, and the whole world will believe it. You know why? Because they got status. They got so-called status. Oh, they so smart. Everybody looks to them. They so smart. They got their finance together and everything, and this and that. But you see how deceptive that is.
Man, these I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just the end of the day, man. Just our people are so we have so much against us in this world, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, man, we got people faking like they us. We got we got the curses. We getting shot down. We're our community.
Look,
they don't
come
together. It's crazy.
Straight here.
Regeneration. What is it? What is it? The first. I cannot. Boy, that thing is killing me, boy. I'm trying my hardest. I'm racking my brain. I can't remember it.
As soon as we get off the air, you remember it.
I know. We've already been on for quite a minute. Let me see. Dog, man. For some reason, I can't think of that scripture to save my life right now.
Paraphrase it. Just try to paraphrase it. Let me see if I can look it up.
It's like that's the problem. Like I have it in my brain, but I can't remember if they was using like it's like the Most High. He's talking about the very first that he's going to resurrect. Those are going to look like his son. You know what I mean? Is going to be looking like his son or something like that. I can't remember doggone the exact.
In Romans?
I'm not sure. I think it's somewhere in Romans, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. Slack it, Israel, man. I'm famous for doing this. As long as y'all been online, for those that have already always join our live, I always do something like this. I have something in my brain, and occasionally I just doggone forget it. Let me see, but I will come up with it. Lord have mercy. But if not, let me see. No, it's like regeneration. Let me see. Okay, not conform but transform. But hold up. I think it's regeneration, maybe. New generation.
I don't see anything in Romans like that. This is how we be doing when we study together too, Israel. We've been searching. We've been searching through tearing through the scriptures. All right, I think I found the one you're looking for. Romans 8:29.
All right.
Try that one.
That does sound like it. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me see.
Romans 8:29.
Let me see here. Hope that's it. Let's go. Romans 8:29. That better be it. Yes, that is it. Predestinate.
Hey, brother, you owe me some servants, man.
I do. Yes, I do. All praises to the Most High. All right, appreciate that, brother. Here's it right here, right? I don't know why con, right? It says, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren." Right. So, essentially, what does that mean, right? We just saw what the image of Hamashiach was, right? Because the Hamashiach does what? He looks like his father. And we know they got skins of bronze, skins of brass. That's like Brother Daniel and myself, right? They're brown skin, right? Your brown skin brothers was what? With a with hair wool. So the scriptures read in Romans 29, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate," right? Who are those people? Those are the people that are going to be saved, right? The ones that the Most High had already knew before the foundations of the earth were laid. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son. What is that telling you, right? Before you were born, all of his people, right? Because you have to do what? You're going to look like the Hamashiach, which means what? You're going to have woolly hair, and then you're going to have the same type of skin. That he might be the firstborn among many brethren. And that's why when you look around, right, all of our brothers and sisters, I call them sisters, and we call them brothers because what? We all look alike, right? We all know that we are the same people, right? It's not like, I don't look when I call a heathen or a Chinese person, right, my brother, because I know he's not me. He don't look like me, right? Or he don't do any of that, right? We know they look totally different than us, right? So right here is another cut in the scriptures where it says, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, so that he might be the firstborn among many brethren." Right? Con. Appreciate it, y'all. I appreciate the lookout, Van Diver too, and Brother Daniel for well, I'm getting old, I swear. Right. So the scriptures say over and over again what our people look like, right? If you got the king of the Jews, right? The king of the Jews being Hamashiach, and he has woolly hair and brown skin, and we look at these and we look at these people, right? Look at these folks, right? And we look at these damn people. Where's their they don't got woolly hair, they don't have brown skin, they could barely stand in the sun, right? And hold up, I saw look at this. Those fake people have a statistic that in Israel they have the highest skin cancer in that side of the earth, right? Which is true. Right, they have the highest rate of skin cancer in that side of the earth. Why? Is because the Most High, right, is cursing those people because they can't even stand in the sun because they have a melanin deficiency, right? They have a melanin deficiency, right? If you are the Most High's people, if you notice that whenever one of us decides to go outside of our nationality and lay down with the heathen, right, and lay down with the heathen. Even though that's an abomination of all types, right? Even though that's an abomination of all types, right? Even though our people decide to do that, what do? Right? Our genetics, right? Our genetics corrects them, right? Our genetics correct them, right? They come out with curly hair, right? They come out with brown skin, right? That's what happens to the heathen. Now, don't you know that the same thing will happen to them? They don't have, right? They don't have what? They don't have the they don't have the holy genes, right? They don't have the dominant genes that we do. No matter where we go on the earth, if we decide to mix with these damn heathen, which is a sin, which is an abomination to the Most High, right? Our genetics are gonna most likely take over theirs. That's just how it is, right? But if you look over there, if we were to ever lay down with any of those heathen, they could be easily wiped out within a generation. Easily wiped out within a generation. They all become dark skin or any of that other stuff, right? These heathen do not know what's going on. We say what, right? Let's say, right? The scriptures are extremely clear of this, right? It says what? We're not supposed to be laying down with those heathen. You know, so I just wanted to bring that out while I was on this particular subject right here. But if we did, right, we know that our DNA will automatically trump theirs. You can't be a holy seed, said above all nations and have weak genetics. That's not going to work like that, right? It says, "For thus it has been ordained and written in the heavenly tablets regarding all the seed of Israel. He who defileth it shall surely die, and he shall be stoned with stones. And to this law there is no limited days, and no remission, nor atonement. But the man who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out in the midst of all Israel, because he has given to his seed to Molech, and has wrought impiously, and so defile it. And do thou, Moses, command the children of Israel, and exhort them not to give their daughters to the Gentiles, and then not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the Gentiles, for this is abominable before the Lord." Right? So that means any, a matter of fact, there was just a story that I just read the other day. There was there was this sister that was, this woman, this Israelite woman, she had married this heathen, right? A Marine and a Marine, right? And they had married together. An Israelite had married a damn heathen, right? And the Most High, like I said, this says forever, no limited days. This is an abomination to the Lord. It's sad, but no, really, it's not sad. It's sad that 4 brothers had came through, but the Most High has sent 4 other wicked brothers to come in and root her out of Israel, kill both of them, right? Killed the woman and the man, rooted them straight out of Israel, right? The Most High is not playing. He's not playing with that mixing of the nations and all, especially in these last days when we're being trodden down underfoot under these damn heathen, right? So if you want to go out,
thing you want to do.
right? So you're going to go out and seek Zaddy and all the other craziness, you best believe the Most High, he going to root you out, right? That woman right there were killed in her sin. Imagine that right there. She's rooted out from Israel. She was killed in her sin. You don't want to die like that. You don't want to die in your sin, Israel, for something that cannot be redeemed. All right. I guess that's it, right? Unless you got any other questions, Israel. Slakia, it took me a while for me to come up with that moments. But yeah, if y'all have any questions concerning this, we'll try to answer it. But if not, Israel, we will be off the air in a few here. Why they're trying to change our DNA with drugs? Well, you already know why. They're trying to destroy Israel. You know what, Brother Daniel and myself, right? Hey, you know what, Israel? This is the favor I want to ask y'all, right? Brother Daniel and myself, right? We've been working on where the albino heathen has come from, right? Because they are like a blight on the earth, right? We know that all the nations at one time were dark, and we know for a fact they had to be some kind of selectively bred.
Yeah.
Right? They had to be selectively bred.
And they're not a mutation either. I don't believe that they're a mutation. Some people try to say that that dude that was leper or something like that. They try to say he's that Nathan, something like that. They try to say that he's a mutation from that, but it's not accurate.
Right. So if y'all do some homework, I want anybody to y'all know our email, mindofthebrotherhood@gmail.com. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do some homework if y'all find anything concerning, like where these heathens come from. Like, man, we would love to do a lesson on that, right? Yeah. The origin of the so-called white man, right?
Now, my theory on this is that now this is just a theory. This is not scripture. This is just me talking here. But my theory is that I believe that some kind of way through the fallen angels and working with man, I think they crossbreeded humanoids and animals or something like that to create these people. But hey, it's a lot of stuff out there. But I truly believe that they were selected breeded. Still on out? Yeah, must get cut off. Get cut off out? All right, brother. Anytime must have fell off the air. Give him a few minutes to get back on. Some people say the offsprings of the Nephilim or the fallen watchers. But you got to remember, though, all the wicked folks were destroyed in the flood, though, so there was no way that they could survive. All right, so that's one of the things you got to realize too. So, and even scientifically, it's been proven that white people didn't come into existence until sometime like hundreds of years, probably a couple of thousand years after Abraham. You know, you fell off for a minute.
Yeah, Slacky, Israel. I don't know why they smell funny. You know, we really don't know, but we're trying to do a DNA because it just seems like that these folks, they've arisen out of nowhere,
Yep.
and have taken over the earth. You know, man, the Most High, man, you know, the way he does stuff is just a mystery sometimes. Maybe it's out of our hands to know, right? Maybe it's not even in our knowledge to know where these heathen have just popped up out of the blue.
But I do know one thing though. That's probably why they wanted it. And there's still a lot of missing books. And I guarantee you, one of those missing books probably has the clue, has the link.
God.
Yeah. But all right, Israel. With that being said, hey, we're gonna see y'all. Most High's willing. We're gonna see y'all next week.
God.
And enjoy the new moon. Remember, no buying and selling on the new moon.
That's right.
Work. No,
but you can't cook up stuff though. You know what I'm saying? Cook you up some lamb chops. You know, do what you need to do. Right? Have your celebration for today. Because I know that's what I'm about to do.
You just can't do no severe work now. If you're like working for money, but if you clean up around the house, that's cool. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? You out in your garden or something like that, that's cool. You can do that on the new moon. As long as you ain't trying to sell no vegetables.
God, right?
All right, Israel. Hey, Shabbat new moon. Stay strong.
That's right.
Sure.